Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So I come to you this afternoon not only to wish you a Shabbat Shalom for this upcoming Shabbat, but also to wish you a Chag Purim Sameach. I hope everyone had a wonderful time last night and is enjoying a wonderful Purim today. You can see that I'm still enjoying a part of my costume, at least today. So I want to talk to you about clothing. This Shabbat we read Parashat Tetzaveh, and part of Parashat Tetzaveh explains the clothing of the Kohen, especially the Kohen Gadol. So here's what we read about the clothing worn by Aaron, the high priest. V'asita vigdei kodesh la'aron achicha lechavod ultifaret. Make sacral vestments for your brother Aaron. This is God speaking to Moses. Make sacral vestments for your brother Aaron, lechavod ultifaret, for dignity and adornment. In other words, let Aaron wear, or Aaron must wear, special clothing because he is going to be in a special place, because he has certain duties to perform that are holy, that are different, that separate him from other people. We could all understand this idea. The question that I have is, what is the connection between that, our Haftarah, and Purim? Parashat Tetzaveh is always read around Purim. Usually it's the Torah reading we read the week before Purim. This year it is the Torah reading we read right after Purim, but it's always surrounding Purim somewhere. On Purim, of course, we have the custom of dressing up in costume. So why do we do that? We dress up in costume. There are a number of different reasons given by our tradition. Here are just a few of them. Number one, God's presence, God's purpose in the book of Esther is hidden because of course, God is not mentioned in the book at all. So therefore, our intentions and our true self should be hidden as well. That's one reason. Another reason is that one of the mitzvot of Purim is to give matanot le'evyonim, gifts to the poor. We don't want the poor people to be embarrassed when they collect these gifts, so they dress up so that no one will know who they are as they collect these gifts to the poor. Another reason is, of course, to imitate both Mordechai and Esther. Mordechai put on the royal robes during the story of Esther, in the book of Esther, so we can imitate him, he who dressed up, or we can imitate Esther, who, of course, hid her identity, and perhaps we are imitating that and sort of trying to come to some deeper understanding of what it meant for Esther to hide her identity by having fun with that idea. All of these ideas point to a notion of hidden and found, something that is there, but perhaps no one else knows that it is there. Maybe we see that with Aaron and his clothing when we understand that Aaron was the same Aaron. He was the same person, as our commentator said, whether he wore the special clothing or not, but he could only do the Kohen Gadol duties when he was wearing the special clothing. To me, the incredible power of these words, lechavod ultifaret, for honor and dignity or adornment, only really come to the surface when we remember that they were taken from this week's Torah reading and put into the blessing that concludes the Haftarah. Every single week, every Shabbat, every festival, we read a Haftarah. The blessing on Shabbat has these words in it, after the Haftarah. And the idea is that we're thanking God for the gift of Torah, and we are saying that Torah is lechavod ultifaret, that it is a gift that adorns us, that honors us. What I understand from these words is that each one of us has the ability to dress up like the Kohen Gadol each and every Shabbat. And more than that, each and every day, we have the ability to be clothed in kavod and tifaret, honor and dignity, adornment, wonderfulness. Why? Because we have the gift of Torah. Because God gave us this gift that is more important than the clothing of the Kohen Gadol, more important than whatever Mordechai wore, more important even than Esther dressing up and disguising herself. We get to disguise ourselves. Not to disguise, to mask who we are, but to become the best version of ourselves. Each and every day we get to do that, and that is only because we have the gift of Torah. Only because we have the gift of mitzvot, the gift of God's presence, the gift of giving our very, very best so that we can become the best version of ourselves that we can each and every day. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Purim Sameach.